Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to a brand new series that I'm going to be putting together called the Mental Minute. Um, Periods of time, short periods of time, and episodes that are related to the mental game in sports. Um, now, my name is Coach Vitale. I coach baseball at Mountain View High School in Mesa, Arizona. And one of the responsibilities I have is to introduce and to coach our athletes in the mental side of things. We've determined that regardless of their skill level, if we want them to attempt to get on that field with the mindset that they are the best competitor on the field, which is extremely difficult to get to, they got to have their minds right. They've got to have their minds right. So that's where this series is kind of evolving from. And what we did this past year and the previous year was we took a minute at a time. Hence the title of this, A Mental Minute. And at the end of practice, we would talk about a mental game concept, one singular thing related to the mental game. And then the next day in practice, we would just build that in, and then on and on and on, until we had some good routines and we had a good process in place. So if this is something that interests you, if you're a coach of any sport, because any of these concepts and ideas can easily be applied to whatever sport that you're involved in. If you're an athlete, I would love to have you subscribe, give these a try. And if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share back with me, any thoughts, any concerns, you'll see that I'll provide you my email address at the end of this and my Twitter account that you can reach me at. But quick little disclaimer, I don't want to come across as this authority on this figure or on this topic or an expert. But I have, on a self level, because of my passion toward it, developed a pretty good knowledge base, primarily from reading. And if you know sports and you follow the mental game, then you probably know Brian Cain, mental performance coach. He'll say if you're a leader, you got to be a reader, and if you're not a reader, figure it out and how to become one. So I've read from the likes of Ravizza and Tom Hansen, Brian Cain, Harvey Dorfman, on the golf side of things, and I really relate a lot of things from the sport of golf to the sport of baseball and others because they are so aligned. Bob Rotella, incredible number of books, and each of them incredibly knowledgeable relating to this subject. But that's where I come from, are those two sports. When my son was growing up, those are the two sports that he focused on. And we really found when he got to that high school level and began playing golf at a competitive level that you really had to have your mind in the right place between shots. And many times between those 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes or whatever it was from the time that you struck a shot until you hit that next one, if your mind wasn't where it needed to be, it really detrimentally affected that next shot. Baseball's the same way. The time between pitches, now the time is less, 15, 20, 30 seconds between pitches, but what your thought process is between there really determines what type of a competitor you're going to be on that field. And if somebody said, what's the mental game to you, or what's the purpose of it, or what's the why, I would simply say that we want athletes to step on the field and literally between their ears and their mind say to themselves, which begins exhibiting their body language, that I am the best competitor on this field at this time. I am. Bring it to me. I'm ready. Come after me. I'm ready for it. So that's what these episodes are going to be about. Each episode is going to be just a short video on a certain aspect of the mental game. And all of these, though, I want you to understand, all of these are just going to be like skills. And these are skills that, very similar to physical and athletic skills, can be practiced. They can be practiced before, they can be practiced after a practice, they can be practiced away from a particular competitive environment, they can be practiced during the middle of practice. And when they are practiced, just like skills are with repetitions, we start to develop consistency. When we have that consistency, it starts to be something that we can go to when it really matters on the field in a competitive event. Really gets down to just becoming self-aware. We're gonna work on some different things where you become more aware of yourself. And when you become more aware of yourself, you can attack those things and become better on a daily basis. But for now, that's all. Just a general welcome. I'd love to have you join me. And like I said, take a look at my email and Twitter account and contact me if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts. Okay? But until then, I'm out. Giddy up.